Hello everybody, my name's Carlos. Welcome to the channel. So these are our hives. We have 14 hives. We're only hobbyist beekeepers, so we don't want to have too many, but we do need to have 8 for our ag valuation on the property. So, and these are it. Most of them are double deeps, like number 2 right there's a double deep. Number 3 is a hive and a half, which means it's a deep box and then a medium box. Those I want to get into 2 deep boxes. And then number 5 right there, that little box is a nuke, and it's a Apame. It's a 7 frame. Sooner or later it'll get into a bigger box, but right now it's kind of small. And then the rest are hive and a halves and double deeps. And then I have a long hive down there that's vacant. So 14 total, but I do have space for 18. And that's pretty much it. So let's get into them. All right, so this one is a 2025 queen. She was in a single deep late last year, but I had to move her into this because they were getting a little small, and she just wasn't doing good. She might get replaced here in a little bit, just to kind of spruce them up a little bit. Right now I'm just hoping that they're still alive. So let's get into it. Apame feeders. These are Apame feeders right here. You open the lid and you can put sugar water, what have you, in there, and the bees crawl up and through this little access right there. But I don't have anything in them right now. We do have bees in there. They got a little weight to them. That's good. I do see a couple of hands roaming around. But I'll show you what I look at when I go through a hive as well. The bees are active. There must be something blooming. So this hive, this frame, was all stores, honey stores. This is honey that they're still working on right here, but they've been eating it because there's nothing in it really. I don't want to leave a frame out too long. The other hives will get on it, and then we could have a robbing situation pretty quick. Let's do it this way. Honey, bees are on it. Right here we got some brood, captive brood. Looks pretty good. There's nothing on this side. And then right here is all the pollen. We call it bee bread. Captive brood. And then right in here, the queen has put in eggs. So they are getting bigger. There's a lot more bees in here than what there was. Another patch of brood right here. Look good. And then she does have eggs in there, right around the edge. Yep. And here's the queen right here. Little blue dot on her. She's last year's queen. Patch of brood. It's getting bigger. But they don't have a lot of stores, that's for sure. I may have to feed them. Oh, this frame's heavy. Oh yeah, they got nectar in here. All this right here. It's fresh nectar. Same on this side. It might be alright. I do have a frame of nectar in the truck. Same thing. They're putting in nectar right here. It might be good. It might be good. Oh yeah. Yeah. So this is older honey right here. And then in here they got some new nectar. So we're alright. Close it back up. So that's all I really look for. I look at the brood. If I see the queen, I see the queen, but I don't have to see her. If I see eggs, you know, the hive smells good. They don't smell rotten. But yeah, just looks like they're getting bigger, so that's good. I don't see any pests, hive beetles, moths. So that's it. That's all we really do. That's all I really do. Clean around the edges. If I see propolis or something, kind of scrape it off. That's it. Lift it up from the back to make sure it's got a little weight to it. Very good. I think we'll be all right. These Aftermath nukes have a little tray in the back, in the bottom. You access it from the back. And you can see what's been dropping from the hive. Standard stuff, pollen, wax. I see a bunch of little bits of sugar. I had some fondant on there. I see some ants. But, you know, I don't see hive beetle larvae, which is good. Wax moth larvae, which is good. Just standard junk. So I'll clean this off. This one's good. Let's go over to number 7. Last week they had built up some supersedure cells, and I believe the queen was kaput, so I couldn't find her, so that one is definitely got some issues. So let's go over there. So if I need to look for a queen, I try not to use a lot of smoke from my smoker, just because the smoke will move the bees around, and I don't want specifically don't want her to be moving around too much so I can find her. But if they do get a little rowdy, I will have to use the smoke. And so this right here is called the inner cover. It has a hole in it usually, and it's for feeding, whatnot. But this is here so the bees don't glue down the cover. If they did, it'd be hard to pull it off, so they glue this down instead of gluing the cover down. And there are bees up top. Always check the underside of the inner cover just to make sure I don't see the queen, because sometimes she is up here. I don't see her, which would make sense because they did have some superseder cells. So these are just these are frames. The bees build wax on them. This one right here, the black, is the foundation. Has wax on it to help the bees start up building wax. And this is just an empty one that I put in there last year to take up room, but the bees never built it up because of you need nectar flow, or I need to feed them for them to have the energy to create the wax. So like this one's spotty. They started to, but it's all right. Hopefully when some nectar kicks in pretty good, they can start building it out. Honey. I believe the cells were in the bottom box. Honey, nectar. Yeah, I think they're in the bottom. They got some decent stores. Move y'all over here. Yeah, it's empty up here. So, go down the bottom. Then I put a nut right here on the frame. cells. That's where I saw them last. And the cells were capped last week, so I do believe we might have some virgin queens running around. They're acting a little calmer than they did last week. Honey, all this right here is pollen, bee bread. That's all full of nectar. See, right here is a queen cup. I think it's a queen cup is a cell that doesn't have a. Oh look, there's a queen right there. I'm over here talking, and she is. So she is looking a little something. She's not looking too spry. She kind of looks, I don't know. You know, she's not she doesn't have a mark on her. She might be a virgin. She doesn't look old. She's not exactly running around. See what the cells look like. So we got a bunch of cat brood right here. So, see, these are the two queen cells. This one hatched. Nope, it didn't hatch. This one, they chewed through the side of it. See how they chewed through the side of the cell. Right here, they chewed through it. But it does have frames. They do have eggs. stores. Smells good. Doesn't smell bad. The only thing that worries me is the drone brood, which is that's a little taller, a little wider than the worker brood. It's kind of random. She might be petering out. But she don't look too bad. She's got eggs and larvae. They're white, not discolored. Doesn't seem like they're sick in any way. I'm back. Camera cut out, battery went dead. So this one's number 7, the one we were looking at. I think I figured out what happened here is that a virgin queen did hatch, and she started tearing down the other cells, and so she hasn't. She's running around somewhere. So what we'll do is we're going to leave this one alone for the next week or so. It does have some stores, it got some weight to it, so they're good on that, and I'm just going to let things roll out naturally. So what's going to happen is the virgin is going to fly out, go on mating flights, and then hopefully be mated, come back, lay eggs, and then I do have some queens coming in middle of next month, toward the end, April 22nd, I believe. So she might get requeened with one of those new queens that I do have coming. So we'll see what happens there. So we'll leave that one alone. Let's go down to number 15 real quick. That hive has a bunch of bees in it, and we may have to add a box. So we're here at 15. Let's look at this one real quick. Check the inner side of the cover. Check the inner side of the inner cover. Queen may be in there, underneath it. I'm not interested in finding the queen, so I will smoke them down, get them out of the way. And the shadow is pretty bad, so they do have some fresh nectar right here. There are a bunch of bees in here though. And so what I want to do is I want to get a deep in here where this box is at, so I can have 2 deep boxes instead of a medium and a deep one at the bottom. So it will be a little tricky. just because I'm gonna have to mix frames. I don't like mixing frames in one box, but it turns out okay if you keep an eye on it and you gotta move the frames around. So like here, this whole frame is full of brood. So this one will have to go on the second box I put in here, and so they can hatch out. And then once they do hatch out, I'll move the frame out. So, but yeah, she's got this one full of brood. So right in here. And this down here is all drone comb. The cells are a little bigger. And those are all the male bees. And when I do put the big box on here, I will give them a little syrup. Yeah, this is the same way. It's got a bunch of brood. Bees look good. I don't see her on here, so that's good. I think it's the only 2 frames of brood. These are all stores. And so frames with honey, nectar in them, I will put them in the big box, but I'll put them at the ends. You know. I think there is something blooming right now. The bees are super active. Yeah, she got this one laid up too. So there's 3 frames of brood. Time to do some beekeeping. So let me get them covered up and I'll go get that other box. And move everything around. Be right back. Alright. Let's get to moving some bees around. Check the inner cover again, you never know. Queen is slick, man. She moves around pretty quick. Alright. Feeder up. I like keeping the feeder in the second box. Make sure there's no pest in the bottom of the feeder. You see a lot of wax and stuff. And so then let's get the brood centered up. Most of the bees are right here I'm going to put them in the middle. Gosh. Damn it. All right. My flashlight. Rookie. Alright. Maybe one more. Bees are pretty calm right now. Okay, so then what I'll do now is I'll pull up a brood frame with a bunch of brood on it, like this one. You know, she's got this one laid up. She might be on it. She might not be. Nonetheless, I don't need to look for her. Put her right there. I'll put an empty frame right in the middle. Give her a spot to lay eggs. Put a blank frame. Blank frame meaning no comb on it. We're all good there. All the bees are right here in the middle. I'll put a deep box like that. So all the brood is here in the middle on the bottom. Put this one right above it. I do have some medium frames to put in here that have brood on them. When these hatch out, definitely have to make sure I get them out of here, because if I don't, the bees will draw comb underneath those small frames. You'll have a freaking mess. Put the feeder back. does have another frame of brood. Oh no, you know what this? Yeah, it is. She just laid in this one. Darn it. It'll be alright. It's just going to take longer for it to hatch out. It'll be alright. So this frame doesn't have a lot of nectar on it. This one does. So I'll leave this one. So we're good. And then right before I leave, I will fill the feeder up with some 1-to-1 or less than 1-to-1 maybe. I have done this before, but thing is, you definitely got to make sure that you keep an eye on the brood on those medium frames. Once it hatches out, you know, you gotta get them out of there. Because they will draw a comb at the bottom of those things pretty quick. And then, again, once I leave, I'll feed them. And I will videotape it. Forgot my feeding bucket. I'm gonna have to do it old school. Sorry if you can't hear me, my mic went out. So this will be a little less than 1-to-1. A lot less than 1-to-1, I think. That's 25 pounds of sugar. £25 of sugar and about, I think it's 10 cups or a gallon and a half of water. Something like that. So that's what I'll be doing here. You get the drift. I'll pick it up when I'm feeding the hives. Alright, next hive. So this is the next hive to feed. Feeder should be up top. And all I'm feeding is sugar water. A little less than 1-to-1. Give them a little help. That's all I need. They do got a fondant in here. Hive Alive. They're almost done with that. Now the bees, there's some nectar out there somewhere because they're not on the bucket. If there was nothing out there right now, they'd be all over this bucket. Let's do one more. Alright, so this is the last hive I'm feeding. I fed 5 hives, I think. I do have a little left over, so I'll take that home. I'll take it home, put some Clorox in it, just a little bit so it doesn't ferment, and then use it at another time. But my feeders have some corrugated hardware cloth in them, so the bees have something to walk down and walk up. I used to put sticks in the feeders, but yeah, it was just a good place for some pests to hide, hive beetles and whatnot. So discontinued that practice, but nonetheless, all the hives are fed. But I just got to make sure I check them next time I come back. That's it for that. Be back. I fed the hives that need to be fed. All the boxes that had a deep and a medium box, I put a deep where the mediums are at. I fed them. I've done it before. It works well. I just got to keep my eye on it. I did add a super to the one at the end down there. It's got a lot of bees, so I put a queen excluder and a super on there to see if they make some honey. But usually, but really, if I feed, those supers or those boxes that I feed, I don't extract honey from those boxes. So, but like if I know that if I put a queen excluder on a box, then I know that super is good to go. So if they put anything in there, I'll extract it, because they got a lot of stores. So hopefully they do. I did give the bees some water. Here at my property, I don't have running water, but I do have a big body of water that way. And then I do have my neighbor's pool. It's about 150 yards that way. And then I do have 2 creeks that way. One's wet, one's dry. So the bees really do have access to water, but I like to put it there just to keep the bees from going to my neighbor's pool. Yeah, they probably go. So everybody likes a good pool. So, but that's pretty much it. Thanks, everybody.